Hello again, everyone, and welcome to languagecaster.com, the football language podcast for learners of English who love the beautiful game of football. This is Damien, and I'm in London, and I'm one half of the LanguageCaster team. The other member, of course, is Damon, who is in Tokyo, Japan. And I wonder if he stayed up to watch the big Premier League game live this weekend between his favourite team, Liverpool, and current league leaders, Manchester City. It was a great game between two top sides, and on this podcast, we look at some of the words and phrases used to describe this matchup between the top two in the Premier League.
Hola a todos, estáis escuchando languagecaster.com.
Title Showdown. In football, a showdown is a battle between two teams with the suggestion that there'll be a final outcome or result, maybe something like a winner-takes-all game. In this kind of match, we can add the word title to showdown to show that this is an important game. Title showdown. The winner can probably go on to win the Premier League. Another expression to describe this would be a top-of-the-table clash, which means that two top teams in the league face each other, and here the word clash means a battle. Though maybe this expression can be used at any stage of the season, whereas a showdown suggests a more decisive game towards the end of the season. Of course, there are still 7 games to go in this season's league, but many pundits feel that both sides are so good and are playing at such a high level that they will not lose any more matches or indeed drop any points at all. But remember that these football experts are not always right. Now, this is why many felt that this Manchester City versus Liverpool game was a title showdown. To be in their own hands. This saying in football means that a team does not rely on another team to win a tournament or to stay in the division, so to avoid relegation. The team is in charge of its own destiny, and so if they win all their games, they can achieve their goals. Before this game between City and Liverpool, both sides had their title hopes in their own hands. So if both sides could win all their remaining 8 games, they would be champions. Of course, the game finished in a draw, which means Manchester City remain 1 point ahead or 1 point clear of Liverpool. So if they win their last 7 matches, they will be champions, and Liverpool can do nothing about it. It is in City's own hands and out of Liverpool's hands. Down to the wire. This phrase appeared on the back page of the Daily Mail here in the UK and suggests that the title race is not over, as both teams still have a chance of winning it. The title race will continue to the very last game of the season is the meaning of this phrase. The phrase suggests that the result of a competition or a race is still unknown. It's difficult to predict and will only be decided at the end of the competition because it's a very tight or close race. There are different suggestions about where this phrase has originated, but it may have come from horse racing as a way to decide the first horse to cross the finishing line. That's the wire. Also in this newspaper article, the remaining 7 fixtures or games of the two sides have also been published. This is known as the title run-in because they want to show how close this race will be. Double, treble, or quadruple. Now, both sides are in the remarkable position of possibly winning multiple trophies or titles this season. Liverpool could win an unprecedented quadruple. That's 4 trophies, as they've already won the Carabao Cup, the League Cup, and are in the semi-final of the FA Cup, and are 1 step away from the semi-final of the Champions League, and of course are only 1 point behind City in the league. City are also in the semi-final of the FA Cup, where they will play Liverpool, and have a good chance of making the semi-finals of the Champions League after winning 1-0 at home against Atletico Madrid. Of course, they are 1 point ahead of the Reds in the league, which gives them a slight advantage and means they could win the treble. Now, only one side in English football has ever won the treble, the League, the FA Cup and the Champions League, and that was Manchester United in 1999. United, of course, are big rivals of both Liverpool and City, so there is added motivation for both clubs in this, the business end of the season.
Sie hören gerade languagecaster.com.
Now, if you want to ask any football language questions or simply say hello, then you can do so by adding a comment on our site here or by using our forum, by sending an email to us at admin@languagecaster.com or by looking for us on Facebook, Twitter or Instagram.
지금 여러분은 languagecaster.com을 듣고 계십니다.
Yes, you are listening to Languagecaster, and that message was in Korean. And we'd love to hear from anyone else who might like to share the message you are listening to languagecaster.com in any other language. And don't forget that there's a transcript to this podcast and lots of vocabulary support which you can access by coming along to our site here at languagecaster.com, a great resource for language learners and language teachers. Okay, that's it for this week's Football Language podcast, in which we looked at the phrases title showdown, down to the wire, treble, quadruple, and to be in their own hands. What do you think will happen in the run-in? Will City retain their title, or can Liverpool win their second title in 3 years? We'll be back with more football language next week, and until then, enjoy all the football this week. Bye-bye.